He always tried to humiliate me in front of people by touching my private parts. In film festival, there's a lot of focus that is being made on the directors, but words. It all starts with a great story, and I was very deeply impressed, moved, and thrilled by what I read on the pages. And I would like to introduce you to a very talented and someone that will impress us a lot in the future, Taylor Sheridan. Thank you. Thank you, my friend, for your trust. Okay, I'm almost done. The next person I want to introduce, I'm very afraid to introduce because he always tried to... It's very tough for me to say that. He always tried to humiliate me in front of people by touching my private parts. But it's a necessary evil because he's such a strong actor. Please, Josh Brolin. Okay, that was, I had to say it, otherwise it would have happened. So, no, and the three of my actors are the muse of the movie. They gave so much, and it was a massive privilege for me that when Benicio del Toro said yes to the part, it was for me the only man that was able to portray Alejandro in the movie. So it was a massive privilege for me to work with Benicio del Toro. You see? And what? And the last one. Only woman in the group. I love her so much. She's such a strong actress that I met through Jean-Marc Vallée's eyes. I know Jean-Marc is making better speech than me, but what can I say? All right. So, one of my favorite artists on this planet, Emily Blunt. Thank you. I love them. Thank you very much. I hope that you will experience, not too much, what I experienced when I read his screenplay. Bon cinéma tout le monde. Merci d'être là.
Please join me in welcoming the stars of Sicario, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, and Emily Blunt. The great cinematographer Roger Deakins is here tonight. Now all we need is Denis Villeneuve, the director of the film. And here he is, Denis Villeneuve, come on up. All right, there's a microphone for you. Congratulations on the film, all of you. It is magnificent work on every level, the writing, the direction, all of the craft, the cinematography, of course. It's a difficult subject, Denis, so I maybe want to start there in terms of taking on this material. It feels very urgent, so these stories are happening right now across the border between the US and Mexico. But this is, in the end, it's a movie, it's an entertainment. So how did you find the balance between representing the horrors that are going on right now and trying to tell a story that was at the same time entertaining?
It was already like that in the screenplay of Taylor. I mean, this balance was already there. So it's like, and it's about which point of view you embrace. The movie, I think, is shot from the victim's point of view. So you feel the impact of violence. And we were not trying to make a show out of it, but just to feel the impact. Yeah.
I wonder if I can ask each one of the actors about what you contributed to telling this story in terms of how you created your characters. And also just that sense of constant suspense, constant danger that's there in the film, and how you were able to kind of convey that all the way through. Maybe, Emily, if I can ask you to start.
Well, I think Kate Mesa is like the audience's surrogate in many ways, and is as confused as you probably were for a lot of it. I found when I spoke to 4 different female FBI agents that was incredibly informative. I asked them a lot of questions, and they were very honest, and I asked them about their lifestyle. I asked them about how this job affects their relationships and their sleep, what they eat, what they watch on TV, and I think just trying to find out who she was before the worst 3 days of her life, really. But I think the thing that struck me most was this very moral character in an amoral world, and how she truly believes that you can't meet violence with violence, and that cycle will be never ending if you continue to operate in the way that these guys do. These actors specifically, yeah.
Josh, Benicio, your characters are the amoral ones. You're never quite sure exactly where you guys stand for much of the film. Can you talk a little bit about how you strike that balance? Because we're meant to not know whose side you're on or what sides you're playing.
Hello. I don't know. I don't know, really. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out, and all the press and all that. I mean, it was so kind of elusive when we started, and a real collaboration between. A lot of times you do rehearsals, and it's just for show, you know. And in this thing, we really started to develop something, because these characters are so elusive. They're supposed to be elusive. So even when you said, you know, it seemed dangerous, I never saw the danger. No, I did, personally, but he didn't. You know, he has a job that he has to do. He has a family to go. He impersonalizes everything. That's why he has that cocky, shit-eating smile that he has, you know. And it just keeps everybody a little off camber, because you can't get comfortable in that situation. And the situation is so close to home. You know, I've said this a few times today, but, you know, we all talk about ISIS and this, and it's 15 and 20,000 strong, yet what you just watched and what it's really based on is right here. I mean, it's our neighbor, you know, at least down where we are. And it's a very powerful thing that's happening. So it's a very personal story that's very dangerous, and to watch these guys be so impersonal about it, I think, is the scary part.
And Benicio?
Yeah, well, in terms of my character, you know, working with Denis and walking on that tightrope of what Alejandro, the character, how much should we show of him, you know, how much should we let the audience know how far he's willing to go, was something that we were conscious about, and we wanted to counterpunch. So that's part of the process. It's just to know the story and know how far you're going to tip or show your cards, you know, so to speak.
Roger, you and Denis have collaborated before on Prisoners as well, and I think there is a very distinctive look to both films, and a lot of the suspense in both films, to my mind, comes from how the camera moves, that kind of prowling camera, and a camera that seems to be surveying the characters in a way. How did you come up with the look for the film, the camera movement, the lighting especially as well, in that particular border zone in the south of the US and the Mexico border?
It's just, you know, it's an overused word, but it's an organic process. You know, we talk through the script, and then we start talking storyboards and looking at locations, and it gradually evolves. I mean, it's very much a collaborative thing, you know.
We have some time for your questions and your comments, so I want to make sure that we get some of your ideas in here as well. So if you've got something that you want to ask anybody on stage, related to the film, of course, please put up your hand, and we will, let's start back here. Go ahead. Yep.
What do you mean?
Casting director here says that these two guys were obvious, Emily not.
I can do a pull-up. I mean, maybe not anymore.
I'm lost in translation. What did you say?
I said I can do a pull-up. I mean, one. I can do one.
No, because she's just a fantastic actress. And the thing is that she can do, yeah, first. And it's a very, it was each of their part has their own difficulties. The three parts were challenges, but hers was a huge one because she had to disintegrate in front of the camera slowly as the movie is going forward, losing her power, losing her strength, losing her moral certitude. And it was something I needed someone that has a strong inner strength. Can I say that, strong inner strength? No, maybe not, but it's late, okay? So, no. But at the end of the day, every time the journalists ask why, I think it's obvious why I wanted to work with them. I mean, it's like...
Agreed. All right, who else? Anywhere over here? Yes, go ahead. Yep. If I understand, the question is, where did you film and how did you decide on the premise for the movie? Was that it?
But that should be a question addressed to Taylor Sheridan. It was obviously the movies. The screenplay was written when I got on board because I fell in love with the story. The story was set actually at the border of El Paso, Texas, and a part in Arizona. We shot the movie in New Mexico, and we shot in part of it in Texas, El Paso. We shot over Juarez and in Mexico City as well.
Just as a follow-up, some of the images when we first cross over into the border, they can seem like they're out of a horror movie, but as I understand it, those things actually do happen. Can you talk about the research that you did and what you showed in that border area in Juarez and what was real and what was a product of the screenplay or your imagination?
But the thing is that Taylor Sheridan really did his homework. What struck me when I read the screenplay the first time is that how he did such a great and strong research and knew exactly what he was talking about. And about violence there, what is honestly super sad is that the movie shows nothing. The reality over there is worse than what we depict in the film. Much worse, much worse, unfortunately, yeah.
Yes. Question, Denis, is why do you find disturbing things so attractive? We all
Because
wanna know.
I'm a spoiled Quebecers that the only thing I have to deal with in my life is winter. So I was raised at the beginning making movies abroad, going in Asia, and I was amazed by other culture and struck by what was happening everywhere in the world. And I think as a filmmaker, I feel the responsibility to try to show things that we cannot see on television or in theater, or it's just, I feel, to explore shadows. It's, yeah. No?
We have time for maybe one more question. There's someone up in the balcony. Yes, go ahead.
My question is about Alejandro's character, particularly the scene where he puts down the water bottle and then the camera kind of pans down. I just want to know if there was ever a deliberation of whether to show what happened or whether to just keep it kind of ambiguous.
Question is about the water bottle scene and whether you ever thought about actually showing everything that happens.
I was told to carry the water bottle. and to put it right next to the faucet, you know. That was Roger telling me, put it right there, put it right there. I guess it means that they're going to do some waterboarding.
Well, the thing is that for that torture, I mean, it's a suggestion for movie making is about suggestions and trying to show as less violence as possible. I think that the movie was already violent enough, isn't it? So I think that we just had to suggest what they were going to do, and that was enough for me. I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to have to leave it there with the power of suggestion
Thank you, guys.
in the films. Please join me in
Thank
thanking
you.
Thank you very
Benicio
much.
del Toro, Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, Roger Deakins, and Denis Villeneuve.